Why did ancient humans really start wearing clothes? Imagine living in a hot prehistoric landscape. The sun is burning, there is no snow, and yet people begin covering their bodies with animal skins, plant fibers, beads, and carefully sewn garments. If clothing was invented only to survive the cold, why did humans continue wearing it when warmth was not always necessary? The truth is that ancient humans probably first used animal hides for practical protection. A skin could block cold wind, but it could also shield the body from sharp plants, insects, sunlight, and injuries while hunting. Unfortunately, the earliest clothes were made from materials that quickly decayed. Leather, fur, grass, and plant fibers usually disappeared long before archaeologists could discover them. So scientists searched for another clue. Lice. Body lice live and lay their eggs in clothing. Genetic research suggests that they separated from head lice at least 83,000 years ago, and possibly as early as 170,000 years ago. This means regular clothing use may have begun in Africa, long before modern humans permanently entered the coldest regions of Europe and Asia. But this does not mean warmth was unimportant. That period experienced major climatic changes, and clothing later became essential when humans moved into colder environments. Without protective layers, people exposed to freezing wind could lose body heat extremely quickly. The surprising part is what happened next. Once humans regularly covered their bodies, clothing stopped being only a survival tool. It became a message. Before complex garments existed, people could communicate through body paint, scars, hairstyles, necklaces, feathers, and objects attached directly to their skin. But when animal hides covered more of the body, those signals became harder to see. So humans began placing the message on the clothing itself. Beads, shells, animal teeth, pigments, and fur trims could show that someone belonged to a particular group. They may also have communicated age, skill, status, family connections, or personal identity. A 2024 study of Paleolithic-eyed needles argues that these delicate tools were not needed simply to throw an animal skin over someone's shoulders. Bone awls could already create fitted garments. Eyed needles allowed humans to sew more efficiently, create finer clothing, add extra layers, and attach ornaments directly to garments. Producing one of these needles was difficult. A craftsperson had to select a thin piece of bone, carefully shape it, polish it, and create a tiny eye without breaking the entire tool. That amount of effort suggests people wanted more than the roughest covering possible. They wanted clothing that fitted better, looked different, and carried meaning. This may also explain why clothing remained important after the coldest periods ended. If its only purpose had been warmth, people living in warmer environments could simply have abandoned it. Instead, clothing became connected to identity and social rules. What you wore could help strangers recognize whether you belonged to their community or whether you might be dangerous. Clothing may even have changed how humans viewed nakedness. Once covering the body became normal, removing clothing could become private, embarrassing, ritualistic, or intimate. Archaeology cannot tell us exactly when modesty appeared, and prehistoric societies probably followed very different rules. But clothing created the possibility of those rules. It allowed humans to choose what others could see, and when they were allowed to see it. So did ancient humans wear clothes only to stay warm? No. Warmth and physical protection were probably crucial at the beginning, but clothes eventually became something far more powerful. A portable display of identity. They could announce your group, your role, your skills, and possibly your status before you spoke a single word. Ancient humans did not merely cover their bodies. They invented an entirely new way to communicate. And